Hey man, what's going on, everybody? Look, I've been sick and tired of the nonsense coming out of sports talk radio, especially I'm gonna just say this: WIP, Sports Talk Radio, WIP, Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Sports Talk Radio guys, them dudes, Howard Eskin, Spike Eskin, was Joe Gilio, um, uh. Dan Cilio, all them dudes, man, all them dudes in sports talk media in Philadelphia talking about bench Jalen Hurts and play Tanner McKee. Stop listening to them dudes, man. Them dudes don't represent what true football fans, true Eagle football fans that actually know ball, they don't represent what we really feel. I guarantee you that. Ain't no real Eagles fan that know football gonna sit here and say that the Eagles need to go bench Jalen Hurts and play Tanner McKee, and that's gonna fix this offense. Them dudes just been waiting, man. They didn't want Jalen Hurts coming out of college. They hated it when we drafted him in 2020. The fact that he took Carson Wentz's job, they hated it. But yeah, I guarantee you this. Go back and look at the videos they made when we won a Super Bowl. Go back and look at them videos. How hyped they was. They wasn't saying all this. That was just 8 months ago. But now, Jalen Hurts is the only quarterback in the NFL that can't have a bad game. You don't hear this when Matthew Stafford had 3 turnovers against the Carolina Panthers. You don't hear this when Joe Burrow has 2 picks that ultimately cost him a game against the Bills. You don't hear this when Josh Allen has a terrible game against the Miami Dolphins. You don't hear a peep. You just say these guys need more help. They need more help. So if they so much better than Jalen Hurts, they're so much better than Jalen Hurts, why do they need what Jalen Hurts has in order to go win a Super Bowl? When they win in 13, 14 games in the regular season and then fold in like a cheap tent in the playoffs. What? If they so much better than Jalen Hurts, as everybody say they are, why do they need what Jalen Hurts need? How is it that when you don't win a Super Bowl, you ain't worth nothing? If you don't win a Super Bowl, you get attacked because you never won a Super Bowl. You get looked at differently because you never won a Super Bowl. But then now that you do win a Super Bowl, it doesn't mean as much. That's how it is for Jalen Hurts. That's how it is for Jalen Hurts. Guarantee you if last year the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl, they'll start saying, man, Jalen Hurts can't win that big one. But what's up with all these other guys that can't win the big one? Lamar can't even get there. Josh Allen can't even get there. Joe Burrow went there once, couldn't win it. So what's up? What's up with them? And I'm not saying this to kind of compare like, oh, why do we need to keep dragging Jalen Hurts through the mud when these... No. But what I'm saying is it's a double standard. It's a double standard right now. Jalen Hurts is the most disrespected quarterback in the NFL. I've been on record saying he played terrible against the Chargers. He hasn't played well really in 5 weeks. Since the bye week, he has not played particularly well. But the reason why it's catching up to us now is because he hadn't turned the football over until the last 2 weeks. So now it looks a lot different. Now it looks worse. The offense did look different than what it has in some aspects, but it's not good enough. Jalen Hurts I said it on record that he was the main reason that the Eagles lost against the Chargers. He was the main reason. However, he wasn't the only reason. A.J. Brown had a hand in that as well. He said it himself. But I just don't understand. Yes, he had 5 turnovers. But why is it that he's the only quarterback that can have a bad game and get dragged through the mud like no other quarterback? But when all these other guys that y'all say is better than him, Josh and Joe and even Patrick Mahomes and Lamar and Stafford, Justin Herbert, oh no, they need more, man. It's not on them. It's they need more. What? It doesn't make any sense. If they're so much better and they are winning 12, 13, 14 games every single season, but they ain't winning Super Bowls, or at least going to the Super Bowl, why do they need what Jalen Hurts needs? When, mind you, the games that they have lost in the playoffs, a lot of times is because they turned the football over. They made mistakes. They didn't make the plays necessary to win the game. When all Jalen Hurts has proved that in the biggest moments, on the biggest stage, he makes the throws necessary and the plays necessary with his legs to win football games and win a Super Bowl. And been to 2 in 3 years. Them other guys ain't even been to 1. Outside of Patrick Mahomes, there's no other active quarterback in the NFL that has been to 2 Super Bowls. Russell Wilson is the only one, but Russell Wilson won 1. Aaron Rodgers never been to more than 1. Stafford has been the only one. Justin Herbert's never been to 1. Lamar's never been to 1. Josh never been to 1. Joe went to 1, didn't win it. Hasn't been there since. But, how is it that it's because of the rest of the team when Jalen Hurts wins football games, but it's not a team stat when he loses? It's Jalen Hurts' fault when they lose. These other quarterbacks don't. I'm just trying to keep it a buck by saying, if y'all going to talk like that about Jalen, make sure y'all talk like that about them other quarterbacks as well. Because I'm not saying that every quarterback should be perfect. There are going to be games where guys are going to be bad. There aren't perfect quarterbacks. Especially with how good a lot of these defenses are. It's going to be games where quarterbacks turn the ball over. And you're not going to win every single game. But it seems like Jalen Hurts is the only one that can't have a bad game. Stop listening to them dudes on WIP, man. Just stop. Them dudes don't represent what actual football guys in Philadelphia and Eagles fans really feel. Because real Eagle fans that watch the game ain't going to sit here and tell you Jalen Hurts needs to be benched for Tanner McKee. For whatever reason in Philadelphia, which I don't know what the reason is, it's because of Nick Foles, that Philadelphia has such an obsession with the backup quarterback that they want him to play immediately when something goes wrong, because they believe that the backup quarterback is going to pull a Nick Foles and take you to a Super Bowl. That's not going to happen. It isn't going to happen. They wanted Nick Foles to play, but y'all ain't going to sit here and act like that last game against the Raiders in 2017 before the playoffs. People was calling for Nate Sudfeld to play because of Nick Foles' terrible performance against the Raiders in 2017, that last game of the season before the playoffs started. He also didn't perform well that first divisional game against the Falcons. He had 2 all-time games against the Vikings and the Patriots in back-to-back weeks in the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl. Phenomenal. And then the following year, had Alshon Jeffrey caught that pass, you may be looking at it, definitely a chance to repeat. I believe so. But not every backup quarterback is Nick Foles. Jalen Hurts took over for Carson Wentz. The team looked like they had a spark. 2021 comes. He hasn't missed the playoffs as a starter yet. But now that things are going bad over the last couple weeks, after 8 months removed from a Super Bowl championship, you want to replace him? Not you, but they want to replace him for Tanner McKee? For what? What is I love Tanner McKee. He's a great backup, but he ain't playing unless Jalen Hurts get hurt. And if you wishing for Jalen Hurts to get hurt so Tanner McKee can play, excuse me, you got a problem. Something's wrong with you. You are 8 months removed from watching Jalen Hurts host the Lombardi and a Super Bowl MVP. And yes, the defense played outstanding, but Jalen Hurts made every single play necessary in that game to win. Y'all blamed him in 2022 when they lost because he fumbled, but the defense gave up 8 straight scores. Y'all blamed him then. But y'all not giving him the credit when they win? The Super Bowl 2 years later? Come on, right? Yeah, like at this point, it's just utter hate. It's just utter hate. That's all it is now. It's utter hate. So, stay on that side for the Eagles fans, because I can expect this from haters. I expect this type of talk from haters, from people that or from people that just want to like laugh at the fact that the Eagles ain't playing well and they've always believed Jalen Hurts sucked, or they want to troll or whatever. I expect this from them. I ain't talking to them people. I'm talking to Eagles fans. I'm talking to Eagles fans, people that call themselves Eagles fans, that wake up every Sunday or whenever they play on Monday and Thursday and excited that their team is going to play. I'm talking to those guys, the ones that was in Philly when 1.8 million people was in Philadelphia for the parade. I'm talking to those guys. If y'all bailing ship now, if y'all are removing yourself from the ship now because y'all feel like the captain is sinking it, stay on that side when he starts balling. Because I guarantee you this, it's coming. I can guarantee you this, it's coming. And like I said on record, there's not much that the offense can do over the next 4 games that can really kind of move me considering the opponents they play. But if I see competent football for 4 quarters over the next 4 games offensively, I may believe we have a chance to at least make the NFC Championship game. But that'll be that. My feelings obviously change from week to week. But one thing I'm not going to do is bail on the quarterback. One thing I'm not going to do is bail on the quarterback. A quarterback that I saw bring this city their 2nd Super Bowl. Y'all want to say he was carried? Fine. Why them dudes didn't win the Super Bowl MVP? Y'all want to say he was carried? Why them dudes didn't win the Super Bowl MVP? Okay. Cool. Stay on that side. That's all I'm going to say about that. Stay on that side. Because when he start balling again, and if he leads us to another deep playoff run, I ain't trying to hear y'all say, I knew it all along. I just wanted to see it. Nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. I'm not hearing none of it at all. Stay on that side. Jalen Hurts will beat the Raiders this week. The Eagles will beat the Raiders this week. Jalen Hurts is going to play well this week. We're going to use that momentum to go into that game against Washington next Saturday night, to go into Buffalo, tough environment. But one thing I can guarantee you this, with number 1 on the field, you always have a chance to win. I guarantee you that. If y'all going to troll, y'all going to do this, fine, cool, stay on that side. The haters, hate all y'all want. But y'all just pissed off that y'all had to see that man hoist the Lombardi trophy when your quarterback ain't done it.